That's right. My car extended warranty ran out, unfortunately. I had to go address that real quick. You guys get it. Okay. Doesn't the build feel clunky since you have to stop to cast those orbs? Not really, because they're really quick. Also, they kind of radiate out from the starting point. So what you can do is you can just like warp into something, cast it, and then keep moving. And since they cast pretty quick, you can see it doesn't really feel clunky at all. Since they kind of stay there and keep going, a lot of times they'll just kill the enemies and you can just keep moving. And then the important thing is, it's a Plague Bearer build. So as you get your poison stacks, every so often, and it happens pretty quickly, what you can do is when you get like all the way up like this, there's not a lot of mobs here, but yeah, once you get here, then you basically have 8 seconds of just free time. Or anything you go into just dies. So, yeah. It's not bad. As somebody who doesn't really like clunky builds, it's definitely not that bad. Also, I really love Whirling Blades, because Whirling Blades is super quick. Yeah, it's been fun. Enjoyed it. And what's kind of nice about it also is if you need to park in one place for anything, you can just hold down Q and it's just like everything around you just kind of dies.
There are no more worthy beasts nearby, so Aina will go feed them.
Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping as we get even more speedy things that it will get even quicker. More attack speed and things like that. Boop. I do wonder if there's a way we could somehow implement like projectile speed to make those go even quicker. Maybe some way we can do that too. It's also important to mention I'm only 4 linked right now, so. $36 dex requirement, but 5 to 15 chaos damage. That's kind of fun. Where have I not been yet? I've been like mostly everywhere. No mobs left for me to kill here.
When I'm ready, and not before.
I want this solar system to go quicker. I do. Yeah. Hey, Jagun, good morning. It's a very pretty build, not gonna lie. It is pretty. Yeah, I like it too. All right, we got the acid. Now we are going back to town, then foothills and tunnel. Did I get the waypoint in foothills? I did. Great. Nice dirty donut. How are you, bud?
You have done well.
Okay. Okay. And then. This quality. You know,
This item whispers of destiny.
whisper your destiny. Okay, let's go here and then to the foothills. To the foothills! Did I check out Gloomhaven? Nah. I might down the road, but no plans right now. Is it gonna hit them? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Orb of alchemy. Alchemical goodness. Oh, what was that? It always dropped right at the end. Oh, a 6 socket. Okay. Like that. Any thoughts on Lost Ark? Yeah, my thoughts are I want to play it. That's my thoughts on Lost Ark. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. I think it'd be cool, man. An ARPG that I can sink some real time into, like an MMO. Keep making progress. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm here for it. I would love to get lost in an MMO. It's been way too long. Still waiting for like an equal progression server, man.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Not a second earlier. The tunnel? Is that where we're going? Yeah, the tunnel. Go FF. Man, Final Fantasy's fun, but it's not really, it's not the same for me. It's not the same. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Final Fantasy and I'm going back to it, but it feels much more like an RPG game than an MMO. It's got such a well-developed, impressive kind of like storyline that it's much less about the MMO and much more about like this really well-made crafted story. I mean, my favorite MMOs didn't even have main classes, you know? So it's a very different thing. The end game is definitely more MMO heavy for loot grind. Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, it does have a good fleshed out end game. Absolutely, absolutely. The raids in Final Fantasy are pretty top notch. They are pretty top notch. I would never say otherwise. Golem Ancestral Crack. Is that what it just said? Are we Breaking Bad now? Oh, club. It said club. Yeah. You should log in Final Fantasy 14 a second one of these days to buy the King Slime Wobbly Hat for 50 gil before the event goes away. The King Slime Wobbly Hat. I do like the sound of that. I'm a big fan of wobbly hats. What's my item doing? Nope, almost there. Also, Julia, you're a wobbly hat. I said it and I say it again. I did. I said it and I meant it. Yes. Deal no chaos damage, but 23% increased lightning damage. Oh, precision. I need that.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Oh, the door's right there. Well, fine. Pharaoh says, I should have went Spectral Helix. Well, it's kind of a poison Spectral Helix. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Uh-oh. Wait. Did I miss a thing in here? Yeah, Illumina, that's one thing. I kind of wish it would just pass through the walls, and anywhere it clipped, it just wouldn't, you know, wouldn't work. I think I have to do a labyrinth in here, don't I? Is that right, chat? Pretty sure I got a lab in here to do. And I definitely need to be doing lab stuff. 23 to dex, 24 to max life. Super. What a deal. What a deal. Named user. Have a good time, buddy. Good luck. Damn, dude, this thing must have been back at the beginning and I just completely missed it. It's down the one path I didn't go down. Oh my god, it actually is. Son of a estuary. I love it. Actually, super quick. Let's go, we'll go sell real fast, and let's get the other item we wanted to... Ever get into Project Zomboid? I played Project Zomboid a few times throughout its development, and it's been fun each time, but I've definitely wanted to wait until it's been kind of done. So, I know that it's got a bunch of big updates that I need to check out, which I plan to at some point, but, yeah, I'm just waiting for it to cook. It's one of those games I know I'm going to enjoy whenever I play it, but I'm not really in a hurry to play it. It'll be there when it's there, and the longer I wait, the better it'll be. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that is a jiggly hat. I like that. I like that a lot. I saw that, Julia. Okay, let's grab the 5 link. And maybe we'll get something good for a guildie. I can't really imagine it's going to do much for us, but let's see what happens. I recommend out of all the games you played on stream, what do you recommend the most? Says Patrick DJ. I have no idea. I mean, there's so many games are so different for so many people. It would depend who I'm talking to and what kind of games they like. And you mean in terms of value or just pure enjoyment or wow? Like, yeah, that's not an easy question to answer, my man. Ow. 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 Take it off.
When I'm ready, and not before.
All right, one more. We're back in the lab. Woo woo.
In the left hand, surety in the right.
Also, don't forget, Cohh's probably forgotten over half the games he's played on stream. Oh, absolutely. 100%. 100%. Oh, I should have gotten the quarry. What happened to Encased? I kind of ran out of steam on Encased because the way that I play felt a little... the way that I play Encased made me feel like I was, for one of the first times in a CRPG, kind of spinning my wheels a bit. The reason being is because in Encased, there's a ton of loot in the game, which is awesome, but they do it in a way where it's in like a bajillion little containers, and some of them are empty, and like every time you enter a room, there's like anywhere between like 5 and 30 containers you have to click on and loot. And it just got to the point where I kind of like, I had to make the decision, either don't loot things, which just feels wrong, or just focus on the main story, which This feels wrong in a game like that. So I don't know. I kind of like a weird position to be put in, and I just kind of moved on for a bit. I'm going to go back, I think. I do think I'm going to go back because the world and everything is super interesting and enjoyable, and I'm liking the playthrough, but I don't know what I'm going to do about that, man. It's just, it made me feel like looting was way too busybody. Like it didn't feel good. The looting didn't feel good. It felt like it was just way too meticulous. And yeah. Everything else I really like about it, though. I really do like about it. I love the classes are really cool. I'm loving the Fallout vibes. The characters have been interesting. The main story is interesting. Like everything about it's good. And just the looting stuff. And to put it bluntly, I don't want to spoil anything, but I play those games. I really like looting and characters. It's kind of my thing. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll go back to it at some point. Maybe after Pathfinder. Get some in the Cohh stream. Some Final Fantasy. Look at that. When's up for fodder? Tonight for sure, maybe this afternoon. We'll see. Game was supposed to has too much loot. A game called Encased, and again, it's not that it has too much loot. I just feel that it's a little. The way they do the looting is just a little. Makes it a little bit less enjoyable. I'd much rather like the boxes were grouped together, and you know, a lot of times the boxes like take time to search and stuff. I feel like that's a little much, and yeah. I felt like 40% of the game was just kind of like going through boxes. Sometimes they wouldn't even have loot. Too much of a good thing. Kind of, in some ways, yeah. A little bit of too much of a good thing.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Okay. I actually get the waypoint. I did. Okay. Where is the Shrine of the Winds? Maybe it's up here. Hey, Cohh, any plans to play Diablo 2 at all? No. Nope. Thank you for your share. Appreciate your 1,000. Donka donka. The refinery? This is not where we're supposed to be yet. You gonna play Diablo 4? Probably. I'll probably play Diablo 4. Yeah. Hopefully by then Blizzard has their act together too, which will be nice. That's all hope. Where is this wind area? That's some copium hope. Yeah. Is now a good time to jump into the game, or should I wait for PoE 2? Oh, it's a great time to jump into the game. Yeah, PoE 2 is just going to be like a big update to PoE. So the more you play and learn now, the better you'll be prepared for PoE 2. Absolutely. It's a great time to get involved. Yeah, as somebody said earlier, a good way to think of PoE 2 is just like the 4.0 update. It's going to have a lot of really cool things, but it's going to be just mostly PoE. And the existing PoE is going to be on top of it. So. Yeah, tedious, Joey Bag of Donuts. I think that's the best way to describe the way that I felt looting and Encased. It was tedious. That's the word I was kind of looking for earlier. I don't want my looting to feel tedious. I want it to feel good. Sexy, even.
I need more mana.
I need some ads. There we go. Beautiful. Oh wow, we already killed him.
When I'm ready, and not
Beautiful.
before.
Wait, is he dead? No, we didn't. No, we didn't. There he is. I said it seemed pretty quick. Now we killed him.
My love.
Dude, we killed his daughter and his love. I'm surprised this guy doesn't hate
You were
us.
too beautiful for this ugly world. I shall find you in the next. It shames me to know.
Okay. Let's go back here. Stuff real quick. What game am I looking forward to most the next now that Pathfinder's out? What game am I looking forward to the most?
The shadows are lifted.
Mongo? Battlefield 5. Or, no, 2042. We're looking forward to Battlefield 2042, and that'll be fun. Avowed? That's a ways on. Baldur's Gate 3, but that's also a ways on. I don't know really. Elden Ring? I mean, I'm looking forward to Elden Ring, but you know,
My
like
point.
I think just by default, Elden Ring is not gonna like. I'm looking forward to Elden Ring. I'm looking forward to Elden Ring for sure. You know, I'm not like super hyped, you know, kind of for it, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Dying Light 2. I'm looking forward to Dying Light 2. Stalker 2. I really want to know more about Stalker 2. Stalker 2 has everything I've seen from Stalker 2 is looked pretty great so far, so that could be kind of awesome. And now we gotta go to the refinery, which is right up here. I could have sworn doors used to stay on your map before. I guess not. No plans right now, Pop. Oh yeah, Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart's kind of weird. I feel like that game should have been out already. I don't know what's going on with that game. We're taking a really long time with Atomic Heart. Everything I've seen from Atomic Heart has looked great. Everything I've seen from Atomic Heart has looked great. Like right up my alley. Like a Russian sci-fi Bioshock. Like, sign me up, dude. Love Russian games and I love Bioshock, so I am there for it. But it feels like it's been in development for years and years, and Mick Gordon's doing the music. Another amazing thing. But it feels like it's been in dev for years. Like, I don't know what's going on with it, man. I'm a little concerned that maybe there's a dev situation going on. It's not so great. I don't know. I really have been working on it for a very long time. And there haven't been like a lot of big updates. They had a big video for it a while back. I don't remember. Maybe it was at the PC Game Show or something. But I've been pretty quiet overall. Agamir says maybe they announced it way too early. Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's what's going on. Good call. Maybe that's what's going on. Atomic Heart release date says TBD for date. Oh yeah, it doesn't have a date yet. It doesn't have a date. It never has had a date. Oh, thanks. Tiny Tina looks good. Tiny Tina Wonderland. I'll give it a try. I was not a fan of. I was let down by Borderlands 3. Gameplay wise, Borderlands 3 was okay, but honestly, like the story and characters in Borderlands 3, I was really hoping for like a return of the quality level of like Handsome Jack, and I just did not get that at all. I felt the story was pretty weak. I felt the characters were pretty weak. I wasn't really into Borderlands 3. I'm hoping that'll change for Tiny Tina. Borderlands games, in terms of gameplay, are always, you know, pretty enjoyable. So hopefully this is that little spice of new that I feel like the Borderlands franchise could really use. You know, we'll see. I'll be playing it. I'm there for it. Alright, so we just got dinner at us, open surgic participant machine, take bath and powder, go back to town. Okay, we're pretty much done. Yeah, Desart Vin, I feel the same way. The Borderlands 3 story and characters, especially the humor, felt so try-hard. It felt like they were really, 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 really trying. And I think that's one of the things that made Borderlands 2 feel so good, was it felt like it was just funny. It was just funny. A lot of things were funny without them throwing it in your face, trying to be funny. It wasn't forced. Where I feel like a lot of the humor in Borderlands 3 was very forced. We are putting this in specifically to make you laugh. Not just because it's funny. We want you to laugh at this part right here when she says this thing. It's just like, yeah. No thanks. No thanks. Go to the quarry and talk to Sin. Agamir, good point. I think tryhard was kind of the point of those antagonists. Well, it didn't work. I don't know how else to say it. If that was the point of the protagonist, then it didn't work. Like it kind of fell flat. Yeah. It kind of fell flat. At least it did for me. Yeah. Handsome Jack is overrated as hell, as is the story of BL2. It had a million plot holes. Well, a story can be enjoyable and have plot holes. I mean, I don't play Borderlands games for the rock hard story. You know what I mean? I play it to laugh and have a good time and kind of just relax and chill. So if that's your biggest complaint with the Borderlands 2 story, like for me, that's not a big deal. I don't really care. I felt that Handsome Jack as a antagonist was just really well made. I felt he was really cool, which is why I liked it. He was funny without necessarily trying to be funny all the time. Borderlands 2 rock hard story. Yeah, I definitely think they can do it again. I think they went a direction with Borderlands 3, and I'm hoping they kind of go a different direction with future games. Which, from the looks of it, I mean, Wonderlands itself is in a different direction, so they clearly are kind of doing that. And I remember someone saying, like, did you just not like Borderlands 3 because they were making fun of streamers? No. In fact, games that make fun of streamers are some of my favorite most of the time. I think it's hilarious when games make fun of the live streaming community and how ridiculous it is overall. Because it is ridiculous in a lot of ways overall. No, if anything, it being about making fun of live streamers was more funny to me. Would have given it more of a chance of being funny for me. But I just felt like it was not that funny. So it wasn't very funny. As somebody who was hoping that it would be very funny to make fun of live streamers and stuff. I felt like all the jokes had already been made 1,000 times, and just there wasn't really nothing new to it. And like, we get it, you're making fun of that stereotype that everyone does about this industry. Like, come on now. Come on. Give me something new. Give me some meat. I want to laugh. Oh, dude. Credit medkit, and this is the last thing I'll say about it. One of the biggest, most frustrating aspects of the Borderlands 3 story for me was the fact that there was this part where it looked like it was going to be good. And I'm going to spoil it a little bit real quick. But there was a part in the story where all of a sudden it started to get interesting. And that was when they started playing with the dynamic between the dude and the chick, the guy and the girl, and how the guy didn't really like the girl. And there was this part of the story when I was like, oh dude, can we turn the guy against the girl? Can we make them like go against each other, and maybe we can do something with that and all this stuff? And I kept playing, and they just like completely forgot about that part of the story. Later in the game, they don't do anything with it. There's no point that it happened. There was like they completely just let that drop, and I was just like, this could have been so cool. And instead they went the most generic, like normal, you could have guessed this coming way. And I was so frustrated. I was like, that could have been awesome. That could have been so cool. That would have been actually interesting, you know? Like, oh man, it was very frustrating. And it made me look back and just go, why did you even do that? Why did you even put that in the game? Like that was just a huge waste of time that went nowhere. You Game of Thrones us. You frickin' Game of Thrones us. Come on, man, we're better than this. Why? Is PoE 2 coming out this year? Oh, is PoE 2 coming out ever? Absolutely it is. But no, it's not coming out this year. Last I heard was 2024.
When I'm ready and not before.
Mm-hmm. And that could be wrong. I think the last time I heard. False. I didn't think PoE 2 was that far away. They teased it really early. They teased PoE 2 really early, but at the same time, they've pretty much made it clear the whole time that it was nowhere near. Like they didn't really bait anybody. They've made it very clear that it's a good ways away every time they talk about it. But yeah, it's still ways off. Okay,